law will be considered to address cyberbullying effectively. Committee formed to examine emerging pollutants, including microplastics. Good evening and Salam Malaysia Madani. You're watching Malaysia Tonight. I'm Mohana Priya. The Dewan Rakyat was informed today that the government will examine the need for a future-proof new law to deal with cyberbullying incidents. According to Communications Minister Fahmi Fadil, this law needs to focus on changes in communication mediums in the future and to suit current needs. The minister added this was one of the matters discussed in the cyberbullying issue meeting, which he and the minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Legal and Institutional Reform, Datuk Sri Azalina Uthman Said, Home Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail, and Digital Minister Gobind Singh co-chaired yesterday. According to him, among the existing laws related to cyberbullying are sections 503 and 509 of the Penal Code, which are criminally intimidating offences and words or gestures intended to humiliate a person's honour, as well as Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998, which is improper use of network facilities or network services and others. The decision was made following the death of social media influencer A. Rajeshwari, better known as Isha, who allegedly committed suicide on the 5th of July due to cyberbullying. On another note, Fahmi stressed that he has never instructed any media outlet to disable the comment section on their social media accounts. However, he added, media outlets have the right to impose restrictions by methods deemed necessary, including closing the comment section, taking into account the decision of the Federal Court regarding readers' comments posted on the media portal sites.
Sukacita saya ingatkan Dewan Yang Mulia ini tentang keputusan yang pernah dibuat di Mahkamah Persekutuan dulu sekitar tahun 2021 berkenaan komen pembaca yang dimuat naik dalam ruangan laman portal media. Ini adalah keputusan Mahkamah Persekutuan bahawa platform tersebut bertanggungjawab ke atas komen-komen yang dimuat naik. Jadi saya sarankan supaya kita sentiasa berhati-hati tentang komen-komen yang dimuat naik.
Meanwhile, 3 individuals were fined 25,000 ringgit each under the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998 for uploading lewd comments via the social media app Facebook. The investigation by the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC, found that the uploaded content involved lewd comments directed at a baby towards a doctor. The use of such vulgar words was written in the comments section of an entertainment portal that published an article about the practice of female infant circumcision in the United Kingdom. If found guilty, offenders can be fined to a maximum of 50,000 ringgit or face a 1-year prison sentence or both. The public, meanwhile, is urged to always be cautious before uploading or sharing any content, especially content involving children. A committee will be established to thoroughly study new pollutants, including microplastics, that are at risk of affecting human health and the environment in this country. According to Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Fadila Yusof, the committee's function is to identify new pollutants as well as examine actions that can be taken in an integrated manner in terms of enforcement and preventive measures.
Apakah kaedah-kaedah baru, SOP baru yang perlu ada supaya apa saja standard yang ada sekarang ini mungkin tidak mampu untuk melindungi ataupun orang kata cover bahan-bahan baru yang mencemar keadaan kita. Jadi kita kena tambah baik dan ini akan dilaksanakan secara bersepadu di bawah jawatankuasa yang bakal kita wujudkan nanti.
Datuk Sri Fadila said the committee needed to be created to coordinate jurisdictions, including from the aspect of enforcement, considering that various ministries and local authorities have their own legislation when it comes to dealing with the issue of pollutants. Regarding efforts to expand research related to the presence of microplastics, a new contaminant in water sources, he said the National Water Research Institute of Malaysia will take several steps, including the use of the new contaminants document to spread knowledge and awareness regarding microplastic pollution. In addition, he said Malaysia's raw water quality standards will be improved with the addition of new pollutant parameters. Over 1.3 million students have actively accessed the Digital Educational Learning Initiative Malaysia or Terima platform for online learning as of 10th of July. Deputy Education Minister Wong Kah-Wah said 401,619 teachers were also found to have accessed the Terima platform. So far, he said the Education Ministry has 5.3 million Terima users' IDs among teachers and students.
KPM telah memuat naik sebanyak 788 buku teks sekolah menengah dan buku teks sekolah rendah, dan dari jumlah ini 580 buah buku telah pun diintekskan bagi memudahkan carian. Pelantang Terima juga menyediakan sebanyak 12,762 video pendidikan untuk kegunaan guru dan murid.
He added that AI technology has the potential to improve student understanding and provide learning experiences based on individual needs. So far, 16 AI-related applications have been provided in the Terima platform, and of that total, 9 AI apps such as Gemini, ChatGPT, Bing AI and Conquer AI play a role in helping teachers plan their lessons. Wong said the ministry is also actively implementing online workshop activities and competitions related to the use of digital technology that integrates AI technology through its Student Digital Education Empowerment Program. The Home Ministry, KDN, has conducted intensive engagement sessions with various stakeholders to amend the Drug Dependence Treatment and Rehabilitation Act 1983. Its Minister, Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail, said the ministry has conducted a total of 13 engagement sessions this year, 22 sessions in 2023, 11 sessions in 2022, 7 sessions in 2021, and 4 engagement sessions in 2020.
Libat urus juga melibatkan pusat pemulihan rawatan dadah persendirian. Itu 125 individu hadir dalam sesi libat urus. Sesi libat urus bersemuka dengan Malaysian Substance Abuse Council. Itu juga dibuat. Libat urus dalam bentuk town hall berkenaan dengan dekriminalisasi penggunaan dadah dengan NGO 106 NGO. Dia melibatkan 30 NGO yang spesialis dalam bidang rawatan dan pemulihan. Bakinya 76 dalam bidang pencegahan.
On the 9th of July, the Drug Dependence for Treatment and Rehabilitation Amendment Bill 2024, which was tabled for its second reading, was deferred and referred to the Special Select Committee on Health and the Special Select Committee on Security for further engagement. Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution said that the deferment of the bill underwent a debate involving 36 members of Parliament based on Standing Order 62 of the Dewan Rakyat. He said this process included consideration of MPs' views to ensure that the bill would become the best possible law upon approval. Holder of the Tunku Abdul Rahman Chair, University Malaya, Professor Emeritus Datuk Dr. Shad Salim Faruqi highlighted the decision by the Speaker of the Dewan Rakyat, Tan Sri Johari Abdul, to retain the 6 seats of the former Bersatu Member of Parliament does not pose a threat to the existence and function of political parties in the country. This decision was made within the scope of his authority.
Mr. Speaker is clearly authorized by the Constitution, Article 49A, to determine whether a seat has fallen vacant or not. Now, Mr. Speaker obviously cannot act arbitrarily. He does not have an uncontrolled discretion, but at the same time, he is not a rubber stamp of the party that informed him of the vacancy. He has a controlled discretion. He has to look at the Constitution as a whole, especially Article 49A.
He added the situation of Bersatu members to retain their seats after their party memberships were annulled is not unusual and was anticipated by many political observers. Last week, Tan Sri Johari Abdul decided that 6 former Bersatu MPs who declared their support for Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim would not have to vacate their seats, as Bersatu's recent constitutional amendments contravened the rights of MPs under the Federal Constitution and parliamentary privileges accorded to them. The 6 MPs involved in the issue are Datuk Syed Abu Hussein Hafiz Syed Abdul Faisal from Bukit Gantang, Datuk Dr. Suhaili Abdul Rahman of Labuan, Zahari Kecik Jeli, Muhammad Azizi Abu Naim Gua Musang, Datuk Iskandar Zulkarnain Abdul Khalid Kuala Kangsar, and Datuk Dr. Zulkafli Hanafi Tanjung Karang. Artificial intelligence, or AI, aids journalists and editors and is evolving into an editorial advisor, newsroom manager and marketing consultant. Let's explore further details from the recent Asia-Pacific Broadcasting Union's Global News Forum in Bangkok. The Asia-Pacific Broadcasting Union's Global News Forum in Bangkok addressed various journalism issues, including the use of generative AI technology by news organizations. Challenges in infusing emotion into AI-generated content were also discussed alongside the importance of accuracy. Benefits of AI, however, were also highlighted, such as multilingual translation by broadcasting agencies, answering viewer questions, and personalized content recommendations. Media organizations have been urged to promptly train personnel in AI to stay competitive. Besides that, it was also recommended to integrate AI capabilities into journalism courses at higher education institutions and adapt syllabus quickly to evolving AI technology. Coming up, MITI maintains investment growth projection for 2024. The Malaysian Halal Council is coordinating efforts with the state governments and agencies to identify abandoned land for use to expand the country's production of halal products. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said the move was part of an effort to ensure that the halal industry continued to grow globally and not just focus on food and beverage products. He said by diversifying, the halal industry could access new markets, especially on an international scale.
Untuk pergi ke peringkat antarabangsa, kita harus mengusahakan agar banyak aspek-aspek lain dilakukan seperti vaksin umpamanya, yang sangat memerlukan vaksin halal, dan yang paling penting ialah penyediaan bahan-bahan ramuan kepada produk-produk yang berkaitan dengan halal di peringkat antarabangsa, serai umpamanya, atau lengkuas ataupun bahan-bahan herbal sangat diperlukan di peringkat antarabangsa untuk pengeluaran kosmetik dan lain-lain bahan.
Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid, who is also the Halal Industry Development Council chairman, said this during the minister's question time in the Dewan Rakyat. As of this month, a total of 9,146 companies have been issued with a halal certificate by the Malaysian Islamic Development Department, JAKIM, and they comprise 8,105 micro, small and medium enterprises and 1,041 multinational companies. To a question about convincing investors in the halal industry, Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid said investors from China had expressed their willingness to invest about 5 billion ringgit in Malaysia. According to the Ministry of Economy, the R95 targeted subsidy mechanism will fully utilize data from the Central Database Hub, or PADU, and eligibility for the subsidy will be based on net household disposable income. The ministry highlighted that the PADU system is the data repository for individuals and households of citizens and permanent residents in the country. As at 31st March, 10.55 million individuals have updated their personal information into the PADU system. The system is currently in Phase 2, which involves data analysis to determine household details, reasonable expenditure, and net disposable income. Besides, the steps on retargeting fuel subsidies began with the Madani Subsidy Aid Program, Budi Madani. Adding to that, the Malaysian Rating Corporation Berhad, or MARC, estimates that a 10% decrease in R95 fuel subsidies could narrow the fiscal deficit by around 0.2% of gross domestic product GDP. Commenting further through its statement released today, MARC said that GDP growth and consumer spending should also facilitate subsidy retargeting towards beneficial welfare outcomes, along with the current encouraging signs in the labour market. It also said rationalising subsidies remains a key factor in capping government expenditure, as subsidies have increased as a share of Malaysia's operating expenditure from 4% in 2003 to 25% in 2023. In 2022, MARC said Malaysia spent about 70.3 billion ringgit on subsidies, with fuel subsidies making up 74%. The statement noted that consequently, ongoing fuel subsidy reform remains absolutely necessary, alongside the ongoing review of various subsidies such that the monies allocated are better targeted at disadvantaged groups in society. The Finance Ministry stressed that tax collection and the provision of government subsidies, incentives and assistance are significant components of the country's fiscal position. According to Deputy Finance Minister Lim Hui Ying, it is appropriate to change Malaysia's fiscal policy to focus on these two first to take advantage of the country's stable fiscal position at the moment.
Bagi tahun 23, kutipan cukai menyumbang sekitar 229 bilion ringgit atau 72.8% daripada hasil kerajaan sebanyak 315 bilion ringgit. Pemberian subsidi, insentif dan bantuan kerajaan pula adalah sekitar 80 bilion ringgit atau 19.7% dari keseluruhan perbelanjaan kerajaan sebanyak 406 bilion ringgit. Ini jelas menunjukkan bahawa kedua-dua komponen ini mempunyai hubung kait yang signifikan dengan kedudukan fiskal negara.
Lim also stressed that the government does not intend to implement the Goods and Services Tax or GST presently.
Kerajaan akan terus mengutamakan untuk menambah baik sistem cukai sedia ada dan memperkenalkan percukaian yang tidak memberi kesan kepada golongan rentan sebelum menilai keperluan untuk memperkenalkan cukai kepenggunaan baharu seperti cukai barang dan perkhidmatan iaitu GST.
She added the implementation of GST will be considered when there is a suitable economic environment, especially taking into account the aspect of the impact of inflation from the subsidy rationalisation. Moving on, global analytics software leader FICO, in its latest global consumer fraud research, revealed that consumers in Malaysia have a low tolerance for inefficient digital experiences when opening a bank account via mobile app or website. However, in a statement, FICO said Malaysians selecting a new financial account place a high value on both good fraud protection and ease of use. According to the study, nearly 2 in 3 expect to answer 10 questions or less, or they will abandon a personal bank account application, while 1 in 3 will drop out if asked more than 5 questions. The survey also highlighted that Malaysian consumers show varying levels of patience for different account opening processes, whereby they are most likely to abandon savings accounts or personal bank accounts applications due to complex or time-consuming identity checks. In the past year, half of Malaysians have noticed more identity checks when they log into bank accounts or make an online purchase. Despite the rise in identity checks, the survey found that 3 in 10 Malaysians will stop or reduce the use of existing accounts if the identity verification experience is poor, while 7 in 10 consumers expect to answer 10 questions or less, or they will abandon a savings account application. The Investment, Trade and Industry Ministry MITI maintains the investment growth projection at 5% this year, despite the domestic economic recovery environment. Its Minister, Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Abdul Aziz, said the target set by the Malaysian Investment Development Authority (MIDA) is in line with the gross domestic product or GDP growth target.
But for now, officially, it's up 5%. We will review this based on the pipeline. But at the moment, the 5% is berdasarkan biasanya ialah correlation dengan KDNK kita lah, because our GDP growth is around 4 to 5%. So we assume that the growth will be in line with the GDP growth. Although I think it's a very conservative target so that they can achieve the target. So, tapi tak apa, kita lihat, because there are a lot of things out of our control juga.
The minister was met after presenting the ministry's report card for the second quarter of 2024 in Kuala Lumpur. Moving forward, he said the digital and green economy sectors will be the key drivers of Malaysia's economic growth, apart from the services sector. On another note, a total of 2,606 electric vehicle or EV charging stations have been successfully installed as of 30th of June. Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul said that the country's EV sector is on the right track.
Kita nampak momentum tu dah naik. Dulu 1,500 masa last quarter kan, 1,500 je. Sekarang dah naik 2,006. So the growth is going there. So.
The Low Carbon Mobility Action Plan 2021 to 2030, announced in 2020, aims to establish 10,000 EV chargers by 2025, comprising 9,000 alternating current or AC chargers and 1,000 DC chargers. Regarding the Electric Motorcycle Use Promotion Scheme program, the government has approved rebates worth 8.79 million ringgit from 3,664 applications as of 16th July. The minister said this in the media conference on the announcement of the MITI report card. The Entrepreneur Development and Cooperatives Ministry disbursed funding amounting to 731.2 million ringgit to more than 42,000 entrepreneurs and cooperatives in Sarawak last year. Its Minister, Dato' Ewan Benedict, said that the ministry is always concerned and committed to implementing various inclusive entrepreneurial initiatives and assistance, including for Bumiputra entrepreneurs in Sarawak.
Antara bantuan geran pembiayaan yang telah disediakan khusus kepada usahawan Bumiputra di Sarawak adalah seperti berikut. Pertama, program peningkatan enterprise Bumiputra BEEP Plus Sarawak yang dilaksanakan oleh SME Corp yang disediakan khusus kepada PKS Bumiputra di Sarawak sejak dilaksanakan pada September 2023 sehingga 31 Mei 2024, sejumlah 31 usahawan PKS Sarawak telah diluluskan geran berjumlah 3.23 juta ringgit. Selain itu, sebanyak 8 usahawan PKS Bumiputra di Sarawak telah menerima kelulusan geran BEEP berjumlah 1.57 juta ringgit pada tahun 2023.
He said this in response to a question regarding the statistics of entrepreneurs, the amount of funding grants and the type of assistance specifically channeled to the Bumiputra community in Sarawak. Alps Global Holdings Berhad, an integrated biotechnology group, has become Malaysia's first biotech company to achieve unicorn status. Science, Technology and Innovations Minister Chang Lee Kang expressed hope that the recognition of Alps as the first bio-based unicorn company in Malaysia will boost the country's biotech ecosystem.
Saya harap ini boleh memberikan galakan kepada syarikat-syarikat berasaskan bio dalam negara kita untuk dia boleh terus flourish lah dan menjadikan Malaysia satu biotechnology hub di dalam rantau ini.
The minister added the success results from the joint efforts of MOSTI and Bioeconomy Corporation, which have played a crucial role in supporting the development of local biotech companies and the development of foreign biotech investments in Malaysia. He explained this achievement fulfills one of the key goals under the National Biotechnology Policy 2.0, which aims to create 3 bio-innovation companies with unicorn status by 2030. Alps Global is a biotechnology company that develops a precision medicine through genomic DNA, mRNA, and cellular therapy technologies. The announcement was made today during the opening ceremony of the National Bioeconomy Showcase 2024 Summit and Exhibition, organized by the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, MOSTI, with Bioeconomy Corporation as the main organizer. The 2-day End Bio Showcase 2024, themed Bioeconomy for All, was officiated today by the Prime Minister, featuring nearly 140 booths with over 110 exhibitors and an expected participation of 4,000 visitors. The lack of skilled manpower in the state needs to be overcome to meet the talent needs of industries in line with the establishment of the Johor-Singapore Special Economic Zone soon. Menteri Besar Dato' Onn Hafiz Ghazi, through a statement, said that efforts to overcome the lack of skilled manpower are crucial to achieve the vision of Johor as a developed state by 2030. According to him, since 1st January, the number of jobs in the state has increased rapidly, with 74,710 job vacancies advertised. However, only 51,946 job applicants were recorded, and according to statistics, 22.3% of graduates in Johor are working in subpar jobs, and 20 to 60% of vocational college graduates in Johor are working outside the field due to mismatch. Therefore, the state government has proposed that the Johor Talent Development Council, JTDC, be established at a special meeting chaired by Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi and attended by other cabinet ministers. Dato' Onn Hafiz further expressed his confidence that the establishment of JTDC will enhance graduates' marketability and meet industry needs in Johor and Malaysia. And that concludes this evening's Malaysia Tonight. In our top story, new law will be considered to address cyberbullying effectively. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. I'm Mohana Priya. Thank you for your company.